Welcome. Today we're doing a deep dive into some really powerful source material. It's all about memory, dependency, and how reclaiming a narrative can change everything. We're looking at this one village, their river, and this huge dam built by outsiders they call benefactors.
Right. And the first thing that hits you is the sound, or the loss of sound.
Exactly. The river had its own songs, its own life. Then the dam comes, and it's just this constant droning hum all day, all night.
And that's not accidental. It's a classic setup, really. We see this pattern often. It's what some call the neocolonial trap.
Okay, break that down a bit.
Well, it looks like progress, like help is coming from the outside. But the real goal is dependency. That hum, it wasn't just noise pollution.
It drowned out the old ways.
It acted like a barrier. It made it harder to pass down the culture, the language, the stories tied to the real river sounds. It's dependency disguised as, development.
And the sources really emphasize that. The dam held back water, sure, but it also felt like it held back memory itself. The benefactors' history, their language, that became the official story taught in schools. Alara, one of the central figures, talks about feeling like a stranger in her own home.
Mm-hmm. And the economic side locks that in place.
How so?
The dam powers these polluting factories, right? And the jobs created. They're described as meager, just enough to survive, but not enough to thrive or pursue other paths.
So no real economic self-sufficiency. You're tied to the very system that's erasing your past.
Precisely. It keeps the community tethered, prevents them looking back or building alternatives based on their own traditions, like fishing or farming, which were probably damaged by the dam and factories anyway.
But then something changes, and it doesn't start with a big protest.
No, it's much quieter, almost imperceptible at first.
Yeah, it starts with this old woman, Kaylin. She's like the last one who really remembers the original language fluently. She starts gathering kids, sharing fragments, a word here, a story there. The name for a specific fish, the silver-bellied one. A story about the river spirit.
It's amazing, isn't it? How powerful just remembering a name can be. That's the beginning of cultural revitalization.
And then Alara steps in.
Yes, Alara takes that spark from Kaylin and turns it into something more concrete. This is the crucial reclamation of narratives. She starts recording the words, collecting the stories, piecing together the history that was being erased.
So she's not just archiving, she's actively rebuilding their truth.
Exactly. And that act of truth-telling, that starts to fuel a sense of, indigenous sovereignty, a sense that they have a right to their own story, their own future.
Well, of course, the benefactors don't like that.
Not at all. Predictable backlash follows. They label the revival regressive. Suddenly, wanting to speak your own language is dangerous.
It sounds like classic political backlash. Is it specifically neocolonial at this point, or just power protecting itself?
I'd say it's both, working together. The dangerous label serves the neocolonial goal of suppressing indigenous identity, but it's executed through political means. And then they bring out the economic weapons, the threat of the debt spiral.
Ah, the old loans. We helped you build this dam, now you owe us, and if you step out of line.
Right. It's leveraging past generosity to control the present and future, a very common tactic to maintain dominance.
But Alara's work, it starts to leak out beyond the village.
Yes, that's the game changer. Her collected stories, the reclaimed narratives, they reach activists, global media. This creates global political pressure.
And the turning point, according to the sources, wasn't a report or a protest march. It was a song.
Incredible, isn't it? Alara at a global summit, she doesn't give a speech initially, she just sings one of Kaylin's songs. Raw, beautiful, full of the history they tried to silence.
And that shifts everything. The world suddenly sees the dam differently. Not as progress, but as suppression.
The pressure becomes immense. International condemnation. Eventually, the benefactors have to concede. Control of the dam is given to the village council.
And they don't just tear it down. They become engineers of healing, as you said.
Mm-hmm. They figure out timed water releases to mimic the old natural floods. This starts reviving the wetlands downstream. They build fish ladders. They start managing the river with nature, not against it.
It's about the water, but it's more than the water. It's breaking the silence.
Exactly. The river starts to sing again, literally and metaphorically. And the sources say, in that sound, they heard the ancestors, not as ghosts, but as a living, breathing chorus.
Wow. What a powerful resolution.
It really is, and it leaves us with something to think about.
Right. So for you listening, think about this story. How might you spot this kind of neocolonial trap today? Maybe not with dams, but in, say, our information ecosystems.
Mm-hmm.
Where dependency is framed as convenience.
And Perhaps more personally, what's one small act of reclaiming your narrative, reclaiming some truth that's been obscured or forgotten, that could be a first step toward your own kind of sovereignty, something to ponder?